love, all to love.
Hey, namaste, how's it going? Okay, so today I feel really strong about talking about forgiveness. Talking about forgiveness from A Course in Miracles perspective, and how obviously with law of attraction and meditation and all these things, forgiveness is sort of like at the center of transforming our mindset. But obviously we must understand it from a slightly different perspective, where oftentimes out there in the world, or kind of the world as we're perceiving it from an old paradigm, is that forgiveness is this sort of righteous act. Like, I forgive you for your wrongdoing. And then it puts people on different levels. And it's not really coming from a place of oneness, it is coming from a place of separation. So knowing the difference between, I forgive you, like I'm holier than thou, and you're this lowly thing that needs my forgiveness to continue, or to, so that we can carry on in our relationship or whatever. And really what forgiveness is an inner shift, where instead of thinking that I have to forgive something outside of myself, that actually forgiveness is an inner act, if you will, or what's really happening, or how I perceive forgiveness through my own self-study and my own experience, is that forgiveness is really about me forgiving myself for attacking the illusion. So as long as I think that something out there is doing wrong by me, and that, I have to forgive it out there, that's actually a bit of a distorted perception. The forgiveness is really ultimately about forgiving my own false perception, or forgiving myself for attacking or defending or having to justify a condition or a form. So remembering that everything that we perceive outside of ourselves is actually a creation in our own mind. So if there is a wrongdoing out there, it's always something to do within ourselves. So recognize that difference, that forgiveness isn't an external job. It's not about, in my mind, I forgive you, It's really a shift inward, where I forgive myself for the false perception that I'd held up into that point. And really within that feeling of forgiveness, we then harness self-love. We harness a capacity to really catch ourselves in judgment, and therefore practicing non-judgment. The way I perceive it now is that it's all really one in the same thing. It all comes back to the recognition that we are of the whole, that we are all a part of it, and that indeed the more of us going inward, the more that we naturally shed the light and share the light, and bring everybody along with us, because there ultimately is no sin, there's no wrong, there's no bad, that's all just an illusory kind of creation that we've manifested for our own experience, actually. And even though things can feel really bad or sad or painful or dire, that is still an aspect of our own creative force. And all the pain and suffering and stuff usually helps us to see things more clearly, or to evolve. I know that's been a big topic the last couple of days. I have friends or people around who are going through things in their bodies. The world would call it sickness. I tend to call it clearing, releasing, or shifting. So what happens in a new paradigm community is that you move through that sickness, and you end up raising yourself up. Sickness, and you're right, or sickness. So you raise yourself up to a better place because you went through that and were able to see things from a different perspective. So I hope that helps you. Let me know, and feel free to comment about, how do you practice forgiveness in your own life, and how can we continue to share that oneness feeling all around. Forgiveness, that's a really good one. Today's lesson from A Course in Miracles is, let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. So that's what I meditated on this morning, and this is the following vlog after that meditation on let me perceive forgiveness as it is. So recognize that forgiveness isn't something outside of us. It's not something we do. It's a state of being that we are when we're in our totality, when we're in our neutrality, and we're in our oneness. So good luck with that. I know that practicing forgiveness will continue to bring you more joy and peace and serenity, so I hope you have a great time doing that. And thanks for watching.
All to love. All to love.